Welcome to this special Italian wine podcast broadcast. This episode is a recording off Clubhouse, the popular drop-in audio chat. This Clubhouse session was taken from the Wine Business Club and Italian Wine Club. Listen in as wine lovers and experts alike engage in some great conversation on a range of topics in wine. And remember to subscribe and rate our show wherever you tune in.
Before the show, here's the shout out to our new sponsor, Wine. Wine has been the largest wine shop in Italy since 1920. They have generously supplied us with our new t-shirt. Would you like one? Just donate 50 euros and it's all yours. Plus, we'll throw in our new book, Jumbo Shrimp Guide to International Grape Varieties in Italy. For more info, go to italianwinepodcast.com and click donate. Or check out Italian Wine Podcast on Instagram.
My name's Stevie Kim and welcome to Italian Wine Club. As you can see, we are back to our weekly slot on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central European Time. Today we are back with the second episode of Ambassador's Corner, where Italian wine ambassadors and wine lovers interview their favorite Italian wine producer. Last week, Cynthia Chaplin kicked off the series with a super duper interview with none other than Alberto Tasca. If you missed it, we've dropped the episode on Italian Wine Podcast, so check it out. After having listened to our call today and you'd like to nominate and interview your favorite Italian wine producer, please ping me on Insta or reach out to Laika, our backstage Clubhouse manager on Italian Wine Podcast Insta account as well. So as a gentle reminder, this room will be recorded as usual and maybe replayed on the Italian Wine Podcast, most likely on Saturdays, but Joy, our producer, has the final say on this matter as usual. While you are at it, we would really appreciate your support if you can give a thumbs up and rate our podcast wherever you get your pods. And if you'd like to make a small donation, even better. I'm very pleased to present to you our guest moderator for our call today, Xiaowen Du. She's sitting here right next to me, our new Vinitaly International Academy ambassador. Congratulations, Xiaowen.
Thank you, Stevie. Hello, everybody. So nice to be here.
Okay, great. We call her Xiao at the office. She's been working with me for nearly 3.5 years. She's incredibly dedicated, as everybody knows at the office, and diligent about her work. She works mostly with Italian wine now, but she studied enology at uni in China, viticulture and enology in Montpellier and Udine. And she even had a stint at Chateau La Graros in Bordeaux and other vineyard and winery at Sonoma Coast in California. She's incredibly devoted to wine education, and she is also currently studying for the WSET diploma with me. The only thing is she'll finish really fast and I'll be the perennial student. So I can completely see her continuing her journey into Master of Wine Studies one day. So listen, Xiaowen, why don't you tell me why you have chosen Elena Fucci as your favorite producer?
Well, as I have been working here with Stevie at Vinitaly International for more than 3.5 years and had the chance to be exposed to many excellent Italian wine producers. Among them, Elena Fucci has a special place in my heart. To begin with, her brand image is her warm, smiling face. She represents herself, her winery, and her hometown, Basilicata, and I was touched even deeper when I saw the photo of her grandpa working actively in the vineyard at the age of 95.
Yes, that's very tender indeed.
Yeah, and my grandma is the closest person to me in the whole world, and I want nothing but for her to be happy and healthy. So that's really touching for me. And last but not least, as my secret dream of making my own wine in the future. I honestly couldn't relate myself to the winemaking families of many generations, as I simply don't have anything to start with. Elena Fucci instead is a first generation female winemaker who put her name on her winery. She basically showed me that my dream is not impossible. She is my role model, and that's why she is my favorite.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, I have my wine ready. I'm ready for the show. You know, Xiaowen sounds really sweet and romantic, and she really is. So I think you'll learn all about her and Elena today. So, you know, Xiaowen, as the tradition, we try to set up some learning objectives of our call. So what should we expect from the interview today?
Let's learn more about Aglianico grape, Aglianico delle Uture, to be more precise. And let's learn also more about Elena's new winemaking project with the Amphora.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know she was doing that. Excellent. Aglianico del Vulture. And how did you discover the wines of Elena Fucci in the first place?
Well, I tried Elena Fucci's wine many times, and I would like to share my most recent tasting experience. So as a staff member working behind the scenes of many Vinitaly events, I witnesses the toughness of the Vinitaly International Academy via exam firsthand.
Yeah, you just did that, right?
Yeah. Which made me want to take the challenge and achieve the goal of becoming a certified Italian wine ambassador. Last year, I had a chance to participate in the Agile audition, and last month, I sat the tasting session and the exam. During the tasting, I rediscovered Elena Fucci's titolo. During the 3 days of intensive tasting with all the benchmark wines from all over Italy, Elena Fucci's wine remained in my memory. Both the intensity on the nose and the concentration on the palate, very impressive. Here are some of my tasting notes.
Okay, excellent. Love it. Love it.
The deep purple in color, blackberry balanced with sweet spices such as cinnamon, floral notes such as violet, and herbal notes such as bay leaf. And the tannins are really intense and high, but it's so ripe and fine-grained. Aglianico delle Uture is a lesser known, let's say, and underappreciated treasure from the south of Italy, and I would like to shine a spotlight on Elena Fucci and her wine.
Excellent. I want to have a glass of her wine right now. So, okay, Xiaowen, up to you now. Take it away. Let's welcome Elena Fucci.
Yeah, welcome, Elena. So when I think of Elena Fucci, Aglianico delle Uture automatically comes to my mind. Her energy and spirit is extremely contagious. You cannot help but fall in love with her passion for her wine and her hometown. So, Elena, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi. Ciao Stevie.
Hey, ciao.
Xiaowen. Ciao, ciao. For me, it's a pleasure and an honor. Sorry for my English before. I don't speak well. I understand well, but I don't speak well. But I try now. Xiaowen, congrats for your life in the wine. I'm impressed. It's impression for me. Your work and your studies. Congrats for your studies.
Thank you, Elena.
My dreams start in 2000 because in 2000 I finished the high school in the summer 2000. Finished the high school and I think to study engineering, genetics engineering. But I in this summer changing my life because my father, my grandfather, and my great great-grandfather have the vineyard in Barile, 6 hectares, in the only Aglianico del Vulture grapes, and I born in the vineyard, in the house in the vineyard, and I live with my family, my mommy and my daddy. I living in the vineyard always. In the summer 2000, they think to sold the vineyard, but I decided to study viticulture and enology. I changing my life because for me it's a shock when I know they think to sell to sold the vineyard and the house where I born, and I decided to study viticulture and enology, studying Pisa in Tuscany, and I decided to changing my life. And today I produce only one wine, Titolo. And I'm very happy for this life, for this wine. I'm in Barile, in the Vulture. The Vulture is an old volcano extinct. It's like 1,300 meters, and my vineyard are 600 meters high on top the mountain. In the first time, I decide, okay, I have a single vineyard, Titolo Vigna, a single grapes, Aglianico del Vulture grapes. I produce a single wine, a single label, because I decided to working only for the high quality, and my wine. Usually, I describe my wine and my project in the modern but not modernist wine. Modern because it's my idea of Aglianico del Vulture, and not modernist because I work in respect variety and the terroir. The principal characteristic of my wine, of the Aglianico, are 3: acidity, minerality, and tannin. And I work for this in the vineyard and in the cellar because I don't love the very strong wine, and I don't love a typical characteristic of Sud Italy wine, because usually the people think Sud Italy and think very hot weather, very strong red wine. But for the Vulture, this is not true, because we are in the part north of Basilicata, we are in the middle, on the mountain, the sea is very far, and the weather is very cold. We have every winter a snow, and the summer and spring are very fresh, with high escorption night and day, 10, 11 grade. And this is most important for the wine, for the phenolic maturation of the Aglianico del Vulture. And I, in the wine, love the high acidity, minerality, the very for me is most important the phenolic maturation for the Aglianico del Vulture. And I working for this in the vineyard and after in the cellar. And I usually describe very quickly my wine and my story, modern but not modernist.
Yeah, I love that story, and it's so nice to hear from you. So I want to ask one question. So let's talk about your titolo you mentioned before. And so why did you decide to focus on only one product name? So could you also share with us the story behind the name?
Yeah, okay. The name Titolo is the name this area. The name complete is Contrada Solagna del Titolo. Solagna in my dialect is under the sun. And I have only this vineyard in the Vulture. Is all together 6 hectares, all together around the cellar. And I think, okay, for me it's most important, the vinification, the single vineyard, the cru. And I think, okay, I have only one wine, only one grape, only a single vineyard. I decide to produce it to make only one wine, because it's Aglianico del Vulture 100%.
Wow, that's a great story. Yeah, definitely. Since you're concentrated on all your energy onto one product, also one grape, I really love the concept. Yeah.
Yes, Xiaowen, with a 6 hectare here for our DOC is possible to produce 60,000 bottles. But for me, this not is possible because I work with I prune short, I select the grapes before and after the harvest, and I produce only 30,000 bottles, exactly half our possibility producer, totally producer.
Yeah, definitely quality focused one making philosophy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to follow up with another question on the Aglianico grape. So we would like to learn from you about this grape and how do you define the characteristics of Aglianico del Vulture?
Yeah, the principal characteristic of Aglianico del Vulture are three, and are acidity, minerality, and tannin. Where the vintage is a little bit cold, you have a very vertical wine. Acidity, minerality, and tannin are supported by minerality and flower. Where you have the vintage a little bit hot, you have acidity, minerality, and tannin supported by spicy and fruit. But is a very particular wine because the acidity and minerality are very present. And why? Because we are 600 meter high on top the mountain, and the weather is cold, and the soil is very beautiful because we have in the soil the main stratification, the main eruption of Vulture, ash. Lapilli is a little stone lava and lava, and sometimes we have the clay. And today the clay is most important because the water draining in the lava, ash and lapilli, and the clay stop the water and the plants not even never stress hydrics. Here not is a permised irrigation. Yeah. And the minerality of soil. And after we have when we have the very balanced vintage, for example 2018, 2015, 13, for example, we have a very balanced wine because we have acidity, minerality, and tannin supported by red fruit and red pepper and flower. Is very balanced.
So beautiful. Yeah, you talk about the grapes, how it expresses itself in different vintages. It's great to hear from a producer how to describe the characteristics. Our VIA faculty, Sarah Heller, shared a useful summary with the 3 biotypes of Aglianico, which I would like to share with our audience as well. Like Taurasi is fine, means it's more finesse. Tabuno is amaro, refers to the acidity is higher. And Vulture is intenso, so means the aromas and flavors are much more intense. So how would you make the comparison between these 3?
Yeah, is most important the totally different in Basilicata and in Campania cultura, the culture of wine, and in the vinification, because the Basilicata is the new age of the new age of the production. The Campania is a little bit traditional. More traditional, and this is the first difference. The second difference is in the soil and in the weather. The soil in the Taurasi is a volcanic soil, but the volcano is very far because the volcano is Vesuvio. And Vesuvio is very far to Taurasi. Only the ash, the wind put the ash and arriving in Taurasi, and the soil is a very closed Is a tuffo, but not is more porous. It's closed. And is a totally different, because in the Vulture we are on the volcano, and the minerality, the expression in the minerality is very high. And the Aglianico del Vulture is more drinkable, because have a more drinkability, because the acidity and minerality help drinkability. And this is and it's possible for the Aglianico del Vulture to drink the young vintage. The young vintage. For the Taurasi, for example, not is possible to drink before 5 years.
Yeah, that's really good to know for all of us. So next question is a viticulture question. So there is a training system called Capano. It's very popular in Basilicata. So could you tell us something more about this training system and how it is different from like other training systems?
Yes, we have in the old vineyard the Guyot, and in the very old, in the part oldest of Vigna, 70-year-old, 70, because I have a problem with the number. Sorry, 17. Okay, 70 years is the part oldest for in the my Vigna, and my grandfather working for this Capano, because it's most important. Don't lost the tradition. And the children in the school, the teacher visit our cellar, and my grandfather ask with the children and explain the Capano, because it's very difficult grown system, and have 3 bamboo, the 3 bamboo. And these 3 bamboo in the Italian is canne, kelm in English, I think, and one supported the plants, and the 2 bamboo have 2 capo a frutto. I don't know in English capo a frutto. Sorry, for me it's most difficult. And it's important because the grape produce a very small quantity for plants, and the grapes living protect inside the plants, and the wind dressing the grapes.
So basically, this kind of training system will help this wine to resist the windy situation. Is that correct? Like when it's windy, it's like a supportive for the wines.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
It's good to know, because also the culture, like the viticulture background of the region, and you're still carrying the tradition forward. Yeah, I also heard like your wineries focus on the old ones. Like you mentioned 70 years. So it's a very old ones. The old one has very high quality, just like me and Stevie, we learned from the diploma course. We mentioned a lot about old ones. So had lower production, but higher concentration. Okay, so next question. Okay, I noticed on your website, your Titolo has a pink edition now. So when did you start making it? And how did you make this rosé?
Is a joke with my husband, the rosé, and the 2020 is the first vintage. We produce only 900 bottles. It's a very small, small quantity. Yes. In the part of Vigna, my grandfather made a home garden. Is a very big, big home garden. 6 years ago, he decided don't working in the home garden, and we planted the new vigna. Is a young vigna, only 6 years It's very young.
Yeah.
And with this grape, I and my husband Andrea decided to making a rosé to start with this experiment. The harvest for the rosé is in the first week of October. Consider usually the the harvest is in the end October, the first week of November. I'm the highest in the Vulture. I'm the last.
The last one to harvest. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Usually in the cold vintage, we have the harvest in the 4-5 November. It's incredible. It's incredible for the Sud Italy this, because the Aglianico is a later grape. It's the same Nebbiolo.
Yeah, definitely. So the growing season is very long, so it can accumulate all these flavor contents slowly, then can express it better in the wine. Absolutely. Yeah. And we start with this new adventure with rosé, and we the harvest only by hand. The grape arriving in the cellar with the stem, with a whole berry going in stainless steel. In the stainless steel during 2 days with a pre-maturation with the ice, carbonic ice. 2 days, and after we crushing the grapes and return in the stainless steel, the alcoholic fermentation with the control of the temperature, and after we finish the alcoholic fermentation, we stabilize the stabilization of wine, and after going in the bottle. Don't have a malolactic fermentation. We have it's a very beautiful wine, the rosé, because have a very high acidity and very high minerality. That is very, very, very beautiful for when we heat. Yeah, that's wonderful. Also, it's a limited edition, so it's only 900 bottles. So whoever can guess it is the lucky ones. Okay, so my next question is, I read something about your experiment of using amphora to ferment and age Aglianico del Vulture back in 2017. So could you tell us something about how the amphora actually helps you or helps to age the Aglianico grape?
Yeah, we start with the amphora in 2017 and the first vintage, and is a clay, Italian clay, in Pruneta near Firenze made, and is a very beautiful experiment for us, because the is a material a little bit porous, more porous respect to wood, and the microoxygenation is a little bit quickly the normal barrel, and the wine have the titolo have a more concentrated, and the minerality is very, very beautiful, is more present. I love the amphora, but I think in the next year, in the future, is important to study an evolution in the bottle and the vinification in the amphora, because I made the vinification, and after aging in the amphora 18 months. 8 months.
Yeah, 18 months. Yeah.
18 months aging, and after aging 1 year in the bottle before to start to market. But today we are in the market with a 2018 vintage, and I start in 2017, and it is important for me to study the evolution the wine in the vinification and after in the bottle.
Yeah, absolutely. So the vinification also in amphora. So how big is the container? How big is amphora?
7 hectoliter. Is very small. It's very small.
Yes.
And I produce only 900 bottles, 933.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Every bottle have a number on the back label.
Oh, on the back label. Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, so like our audience, if you get bottle, you also know which bottle it is, which number it is. That's wonderful. Yeah. I also love the mindset, like you want to experiment something new and always bring new technology to your winemaking philosophy.
Yeah.
The other day, I came across your project on wine funding that you would like to purchase amphora and barrels to develop this southern Italian gun crew. That's really exciting news. And I'm also sure like all our audience would be very excited to learn more about this project. So please share with us more details about this project.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. And I'm the first seller in Italy decided to start with this new project. The wine funding is a same crowdfunding, and for me is a dream to have many friends in the world, and they help me in the new project and invest in my project and in my idea. And I think this is the future, because in this time when we have we share with the whole world our experience, our life, our wine, our winery, and I think is very beautiful. The possibility to sorry, for me it's difficult in English, but I think it's very beautiful to divide my project with my friend and with a fan of my wine.
Yeah, absolutely. So have more people join you together on this journey. Yeah. So yeah. Also, Stevie here these days in the Italian Wine podcast are doing similar things. So we invite people to join the journey together, because I feel like if you can get people from all the world to share the passion and understand what's your mission and to support on your journey, and it will make it more successful.
See.
Yeah, so good.
Yes, perfect. It's true. Thank you.
Yeah, and I have another question, because you are the first generation female winemaker. So there must be many challenges along the way. To look back on your more than 20 years experience, what's the most difficult thing you encountered? And how did you overcome it?
Yes. It's a very beautiful question, yes, because I start very young, and I don't have a tradition in the vinification, because my mommy teaching mathematics and my father teaching in this life, now is in retirement, teaching physics mechanic, and is another life, totally different. I returned to work with my grandfather, and I returned to work in the vineyard. And my grandfather had more experience in the vineyard, but for the vinification and the cellar, no. And I study, and after where I study, I start the vinification and I start to study my wines and the Aglianico del Vulture I start with a big problem because I have only the tradition, but the other tradition, not my tradition, and this is for me. This is important because I have the family. They help me, but they don't have idea the making a wine and they don't study the wine. I study and I start very young. When I start very young, I have more difficult in the first time, in the first and second, in the 5 years, in the 2005, I have a difficult because is not is only the vinification. You have an azienda. You have a company, and the company is more work. Not only vineyard, not only vinification, not only and in the first time, yes, I have a problem, but after I know, okay, this is my life, and I love my life, and I love my vines, and I love my town, and for me it's possible to work for this, and I working a lot in my life, in the 20 years. I start very young, and I have a totally different life young. The other my friend,
Yeah,
totally different because. But today I'm very happy. This life and this because my mommy and my daddy, they don't have a tradition in the vinification, and for me this is positive because I work alone for this, and when you don't have the tradition, you work with open your mind, but today I'm very proud, and I'm very satisfied for my life, for my wine, for my my cellar, for all my life. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's actually because you don't have, let's say, the older generation give you all the instructions. You actually can make up your mind and make all the mistakes and learn from it. So let's actually make you a great winemaker from always experimenting from a very young age. And it was a lot of responsibilities, I can imagine, because every year you got one chance to make it right. So there will be always a pressure, like if the grapes are right, so you have to make the vinification right and the aging right. So there's definitely a lot of responsibilities. And if after learning all this along the journey, I think now you'll be much more experienced than a lot of winemakers at your age.
I love the Nebbiolo grapes. And I love the elegance in the wine, and I love the Nebbiolo grapes is my dreams in the Barolo, Barbaresco, Valtellina, the many different expression, and the white wine I love is the white grape, I love is the Sauvignon, and in my dreams is a possibility to plant it on the Vulture on the Vulture is 800 meters. I go on the mountain where the soil is only lava. My dreams is to plant the Sauvignon, but this is my dreams. I love the method, the system champenoise, and I love the champagne. I love the French wine. I love the Italian bubbles, Trento d'Oc. I love, and for me, for my work, in my dreams, for me, is possible to work for all these vines, for all these grapes, but I don't have a time in the day.
Yeah.
And is my dreams, but today not is possible.
Yeah, I see. You shared with us like your future possibilities, like the grape variety you would like to try in the future. Yeah, so the last question is I'm really excited to ask you this question, because also for me, because something regarding to pursue a career as a winemaker. So I noticed like the women who are involved in winemaking these days are still the minority here in Italy. So what advice would you like to give to girls who are willing to pursue a career in winemaking?
For me, it's most important to study. I in my career don't leave the discrimination, the man and the woman. I don't leave this because I don't have never a problem for this. But it's important to study because today in the wine world, in the food world, not always the people studying for this work. But I think it's most important for the new generation to study, because only in this mood is possible to have the high quality and have the high level in the winery and in the making a wine in the future. Only the studying only the study is the way. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Knowledge is the power for girls or boys to succeed in winemaking. Yeah, that's a great advice.
Well, with that, let me hold on. Okay, I know it's very cheesy. The kids hate it when I do this, but listen, thank you so much. Oh my God, Xiaowen and Elena Fucci, you are a star, but so is Xiaowen. My goodness, what a great interview. I knew this was the right thing to do. I want every single Italian wine ambassador to pick their favorite producer and interview them personally. This fireside chat, I think, style, I'm really, really beginning to love it, mostly because I can just grab a wine and then just relax. I love that. And I just want to remind everyone, we are back next week, but we're back at 9 p.m. That's this 22nd, next Thursday, 9 p.m. Central European time, because we'll have Jill Gordon-Smith from Australia. So the time zone, just to give her some just a little bit of margin. She'll be on at 9 p.m. with Rocco Toscani from the Toscani Wine Estate. So please stay tuned for next week. I hope you can join us. I see a lot of our ambassadors. Melissa, of course, Laika is our Clubhouse stage manager. Paul, I know you're up to do an interview soon. Kieko, Carrie, pick your producer. Of course, the Fermented Boss. He I don't know if he's restarted. He does a room every Monday at 5 or 6 p.m. Ciao, Christina. If you want to interview a producer, Tushar, Annie, our new ambassador, and Lan, I know you're going to be doing a interview soon, and Cheeto. I see some others. I think Sue. Hello, Sue. So join us next time and next Italian Wine Podcast and Italian Wine Club. Ciao ragazzi, grazie mille.
Grazie mille, Elena.
Ciao Elena.
Ciao, Elena.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, chin chin.